weekend. Happy Saturday. You guys know, love to get on here. I know I get a ton of feedback from you guys via email. Love the weekly recap. So we're going to take a look today. We're going to jump on here and we're going to see how we would have done this week using the Maverick indicators. And in particularly, we're going to look at how would we have done if we would have followed the A+ setups when it comes to the ultimate trading assistant, the Maverick Radar. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to look back at this past week and we're going to trade NQ. All right. It's kind of like your, run of the mill. A lot of you guys trade this. Now, I know we have plenty of traders that trade crypto, that trade Forex, that trade stocks, that trade options, that trade a bunch of stuff, but we're just going to look at the futures market. We're going to look at NQ. We're going to trade just 2 contracts. And normally I get on here and sometimes we trade like, 2-3 contracts of ES. ES pays $12.50 a tick. NQ only pays $5 per tick. A mini, okay? So we're gonna use 2 of those suckers. We're gonna use 2 contracts of NQ. We're gonna take the trade at open. So around open, I will skip the first minute of open. You guys know that's just gambling, jumping in there. The first minute of the bell ringing is just those wicks are out of control. Stop losses are grabbed. You can't tell direction from the first minute of the market open, in my opinion. We're gonna look to make at least $1,000 per day from one trade. Okay, so we're gonna look to make at least $1,000 per trade, and we're gonna do a 1-to-1 risk to reward. The reason why I'm doing this is because a couple reasons. One, as you guys know, I like to do these recaps and I like to add a little element that sort of ties one arm behind our back, meaning it leaves us at a disadvantage. There's not that many profitable traders that are trading at a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. I don't know how somebody could do that, but we're going to look at the recap through the lens of a 1-to-1 risk to reward. Now, what I will say is we're going to try and make at least $1,000. So we're not just going to stop at $1,000. We're going to see if we can make at least $1,000 and risk $1,000. Today in this video, I'm going to go through Monday, this past Monday, and then tomorrow, come on back to YouTube. I'm going to show you guys the rest of the week. We're not going to skip a day. We're not going to do anything like that. Last weekend, I could only show you a few days because it was just so crazy. We were launching the ultimate trading assistant, the Maverick Radar, on NinjaTrader, and all our indicators work on TradingView and NinjaTrader, but it wasn't on NinjaTrader yet, and we launched it yesterday on there, and we were busy. We couldn't do a full recap last weekend. It was just way too busy, but again, today I'm gonna go through this past Monday. We're gonna look to make at least $1,000 with a stop loss of $1,000, and then tomorrow I'll jump back on here and we'll look at the rest of the week and see how we did. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Again, all our indicators work on NinjaTrader and TradingView, but I'm just gonna do this on TradingView because it's really easy on replay mode to just kind of click through each bar by bar. But if I could, if you'll allow me to, really quickly, let me give you a quick tour of our indicators so you know what we're actually looking for, all right? So first things first, your Maverick AI Pro. Your Maverick AI Pro is coloring your candles to the data, not to price and direction, meaning normally you just have red and green candles. And the red and green candles just tell you price and direction. Well, what this is doing is the Maverick AI Pro is coloring your candles to the data. And if you see pink, it will most likely sink. If you see bright green, it might just fly right off your screen. I want you to think of the Maverick AI Pro as a heat map. A heat map. Red is your second strongest downside candle. Hot pink is your strongest downside data candle. Gray means indecision or reversal. Okay, this is a beautiful reversal candle right here. And then green is your second strongest upside candle, and bright green is your strongest upside candle. So how cool is it that you could have a heat map? If you see pink, it will most likely sink. If you see bright green, it might just fly right off your screen, right? Let's see here, what else? Red background, the bears are in control. Green background, the bulls are in control. Maverick Multi-X, Game changer right here. 5 traders, T1 through T5. Think of these as traders. They're algorithms, but think of them as traders. They're voting every single tick across 6 time frames to tell you, are they bearish or are they bullish? Okay, so coming into the open right here on Monday, what do you got? You got 5 traders across 6 time frames that all have a completely different trading style voting bullish. I mean, this thing's solid green going right into the open. Maverick Trender, when this line is pegged to the top, it's showing massive strength and momentum to the upside. So you can see it. Look, I mean, here's let me go like here, let me go here. So you got it from here, okay, up to, where'd you lose it? Let's say you didn't get the full move. I mean, this is 392 up to, oh my God, 433. Wait, is that right? Hold on, sorry. I want to make sure I'm giving you proper information here. 393, we'll call it, 434. All right, so that's 41 points. There's 4 ticks to a point. You make $5 per tick. On one contract, this one Maverick Trender flat top would have paid $8.20 on the low end. I didn't even take it all the way up. I'm just saying, like, hey, if we got out at the start of this candle, pretty wild. So so fantastic. Love the Maverick Trender. Would never trade without it on my chart. Okay, and it gives you this beautiful uptrend label. And then, so all these elements, and then you have these beautiful buy and sell signals, but this is pre-market, right? This is pre-market. Like, I wouldn't be trading at 9:24 a.m. right before the bell rings. Now, what's cool is the Maverick radar. Let me talk about that, and then we're gonna try and make about $1,000 per day this week. All right, so what it's doing is I have the NQ and the VIX loaded on here. Why? Well, first things first, NQ, we're trading NQ. And what the Maverick radar, the ultimate trading assistant, what it's going to do is it's going to go through the entire checklist of everything we look for to take a trade. Meaning the Maverick AI Pro, what color is your candle? So right now you have gray candles. Well, you don't have a score here, right? Because gray means indecision or reversal, all right? Maverick Multi-X, all 5 traders are voting bullish across 6 time frames. Maverick Guide, prices above the blue line. We love to go short when price is below the blue line. We love to go long when price is above the blue line. We love to go short when price is below the blue line. And now it's back above the blue line. Look how clean that is. Below the blue line short, above the blue line long. Maverick Trender, is it firing to the top? Yes, it is. Maverick Bear Bull, yes, you have a green background. And then we have this qualifier, very complex formula. Like I always say, it would probably take us a 2-hour video and a big old whiteboard for me to explain this one. But this is a formula to keep you on the right side of the track. So what we're looking for is an A+ setup on the NQ to take a trade. But we also have the VIX, and the VIX runs opposite of NQ. So why do I have the VIX? Well, I want an A+ setup to the upside or downside. Let's say it's looking like it wants to go up, right? Okay, so I want an A+ setup to the upside on the NQ, and I want an A+ setup to the downside on the VIX. You see what we're doing here, folks? The whole point of the Maverick indicators is we're stacking probability. So what do I mean by stacking probability? Well, let's look at what's happening right now. You have a buy signal. You have an up confidence arrow. This is not a buy or sell signal. These confidence arrows, down, 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 down. They're just telling you you're moving in the right direction. Even this retracing candle, you had a down confidence arrow. It's letting you know, look at this beauty. It's letting you know that you are moving in the right direction, okay? But what are the odds that we have a buy signal, price is moving up, you have a confidence arrow, you start to get green candles, all 5 traders are bullish across 6 time frames, and they all have a completely different style. Imagine being in a room with 5 other traders who all have a completely different style, and they're all agreeing in the market direction. Maverick Trender is pegged to the top green, and then let's say you had an A setup to the upside on NQ, and an A setup to the downside on the VIX. Most likely you're going up, right? Like, we're stacking all this evidence. What did I say before? You know, if it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it's probably a duck, right? Like, you're just stacking that probability, okay? So that's how our indicators work. And again, when you sign up, we show you how to use these, how to read them. It's very, very simple. Go read our reviews on our site. You will see traders who are like, hey, I am 2 days into using the indicators, already passed my eval. Like, it's not hard to pick up and understand, okay? This is clear vision. All right, so without further ado, let's look to make at least $1,000. We're gonna risk $1,000 every single day this week. Again, today I'm going to go through Monday. This is Monday. You can see it down here on the chart. You can see market's about to open. This is Monday, March 9th at 9:29 a.m. So this is the candle right before market opens, and we're going to look to make at least $1,000. So we're going to do a risk to reward of 1-to-1. So we got to be profitable. If we lose 3 days this week trying to make at least $1,000, what do I mean by that? I'm not giving myself an out. Maybe we'll make $750 and then it goes against us and we lose the trade. Okay, so it's $1,000 or greater, and that's how we're gonna roll. Without further ado, let's look at Monday, and we're gonna look to make at least $1,000. We're going to have a $1,000 stop loss, and we're going to do that 1-to-1 ratio. And boy, we got to go a ways to make $1,000 on NQ. Yes, NQ is very volatile. It does move pretty darn good. We're only making $5 per tick per contract versus, a lot of times we'll get on here and we'll do like 2 ES contracts or something like that. So 2 NQ contracts is less than 1 ES contract. So we got to move quite a ways. So where I want you to keep your eyes on is the Maverick radar. Okay, so keep your eyes peeled on the Maverick radar, and we're gonna wait until we hit an A+ setup. We're not gonna take a B setup. We're not gonna take no setup. The Maverick radar is truly the ultimate trading assistant, showing us those A+ setups, okay? Now, would I ever blindly just take an A+ setup? No, I would not. This is I just want to show the power of this indicator and how it can just serve up these A+ setups on a silver platter. So right now you have an A+ setup to the VIX, but you don't have an A setup to the downside on NQ. Remember, these guys got to be opposite. These are opposite. We're stacking probability, all right? So I'm going to move a little slower with caution because I want to catch an A+ setup. There's a B, they're both Bs, but we want an A+ setup to either the upside or the downside. And again, we would be trading with price action and looking at our candle colors and all that stuff. The Maverick radar is going through that checklist for us, okay? It's going through that checklist for us. And where are we at right now? Okay, so we're at 10:30. So the market's been open an hour. Oh, okay, there you go. I stopped one candle before it. So the market's been open for 1 hour. So yes, we've had to have patience to get this A+ setup. All right. So now we're going to enter this trade. We're going to get into this guy right here. All right. I'm going to set my stop loss to $1,000 if I can get it there. So we're doing a 1-to-1. So this sucker's got to move for me to get $1,000. So really, we got to hit $1,000 before we hit this orange line. Excuse me. That's really the name of the game, right? This is our first A+ setup all morning. And it's been about an hour, okay? And by the way, for those of you who own the Maverick radar and our Maverick indicators, I'm just on the 1-minute settings. So if you're not sure what that is, go back to the training and watch that, the 1-minute settings. The Maverick AI Pro has just a little click box. You can just click it and it turns into the 1-minute settings. So that's what we're on right now, and we just match those settings with the Maverick radar. All right, cool. So here we go. Let's see if we can make at least $1,000 before we lose $1,000, right? All right, so we have bright green candles. So see how we're taking a little heat here, $240, all right? But we have bright green candles, which is our strongest upside candle. Strongest upside candle is bright green. Remember, your Maverick AI Pro colors your candles to the data, not to price and direction. All 5 traders are voting bullish across 6 time frames. Maverick Trender is not pegged though, so let's see if we can get the trender back. Okay, trender is back, peg to the top. We want it touching this up line, this top line here. All 5 traders are still bullish. You're back to your A setup on NQ. VIX went down to a B setup, but we can ignore this at this point. We got into an A plus setup at that point, okay? Oh, you're back to your A plus setup, your A grade. We're up 290 bucks. All right, up confidence arrow. Oh, there you go. All right, 1,900 bucks. So we almost doubled our goal there. That's pretty beautiful. All right, so we did take some heat on that first candle. All right, we did, but we did not touch our stop loss. Absolutely banger of a trade here, even on a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So $1,940. We risked $1,000 to make that. I'm just curious, where does it go after that? Let me see here. Oh, it just stalls out. Okay, cool. So still awesome. Just curious. All right. So anyway, we could be here all day. But look, the whole time it was chopping sideways, how many people were getting shaken out? How many traders were jumping ship? But the entire time, what did you have with your Maverick AI Pro? You had bright green candles. Bright green candles is your strongest upside candle. So the whole time you're thinking, well, there's still tremendous data to the upside. Even though we're chopping sideways, there's a tremendous amount of evidence to the upside. So you would have held in here, right? Even though it was going sideways. And you still have an A plus setup and we're still moving up. But I think 2,800 bucks is pretty darn good. We'll call it quits there. So again, this is the power of the Maverick radar. This is the power of when, truly an indicator that goes through your entire checklist on when you should get into a trade, when you should get out of a trade. And again, this is just part of a strategy. I would never blindly just take an A plus setup and get in. But that's where all our other indicators, all 5 traders voting across 6 time frames, giving me that confidence. Maverick trender pegged to the top, bulls in control, bright green data candles. That's what all these confidence arrows, tons of confidence arrows, just beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. So listen, if you want clear vision on your charts like this, if you want the ultimate trading assistance, so many of you guys struggle. When do I get into a trade? When do I get out of a trade? Where can I look to get confirmation that I'm actually seeing what I think I'm seeing? Like right here, I think it's going to go to the upside, but do I have an A plus setup? You know, this is edge in the market. All right. So we're going to come back tomorrow, tune in, and I'm going to do every single day this week. So I'll do Tuesday through Friday and we'll see how this thing shakes out. Did we have a profitable week if we were just blindly taking A plus setups off the open, or are we not? So you're going to have to come back tomorrow and check it out. By the way, go back to our YouTube channel. We had so many banger trades this week. It was just awesome. The biggest one that comes to mind is we traded like 4 or 5 micros and we did over $1,000 on that trade. It was just crazy good. This is edge in the market. All right. So never financial advice, do your own research, never a guarantee in the market, especially this market. But boy, like I always say, we sure do love these tools. And again, tune in tomorrow. We're going to do the rest of the week and we're going to check out just how darn profitable we would be if we just blindly take A plus setups with the ultimate trading assistant, the Maverick Radar. All right, guys? All right, so I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Again, all our indicators are available on NinjaTrader and TradingView. And we would love to help you crush it in 2026. All right, cool. Have a great day. Come check us out. MaverickIndicators.com. That's MaverickIndicators.com.